Starting with the Summit Horse Trough, right next to the current-day Summit Diner. This trough has been around since 1907. It was developed by Benjamin V. White on Union Place. It was in service until 1937, as horse ownership continued to decline. It was removed in 1958, but restored to decorative status in 2001 to memorialize the trough and its importance to Summit. The horse trough was first conceptualized by Mr. Kent, the former president of the Municipal's Voters League. At the time, town beauty and civic design was a major talking point across American towns. The Town Improvement Association wanted to replace the horse drinking fountain at the main station, as the next closest one was all the way by Chatham. The TIA placed resources into building the new trough. It exists right next to the current-day Summit Diner. Next, we have the Summit Opera House. Located in the northwest corner of Springfield Avenue and Kent Place Boulevard, the land was originally owned by the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Low on money, they were desperate to get something built on their land. In came Joel Gerritsen Van Cise, who came to an agreement with the Temperance Union. He agreed to build the Summit Opera House on their land. The Temperance Union would own the building, but in return Van Cise would own the land it rests on. The Opera House existed as a Masonic Lodge building for some time, from 1920 to 1962. The Masons renovated the building, paying more than what they bought for it on renovations including a third floor built from the theater balcony. In 1984, the Ryder family began a renovation of the building. It was completed in 1985, at which time the J.B. Winberry's restaurant opened. Winberry's underwent a renovation again in 2003, turning into the restaurant we know today. The Opera House was used for a short time as a movie theater from 1911 to 1914. Today it exists as the Winberry's Restaurant and Bar. And now we have the Summit Train Station. The Summit Train Station was built by the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad. The railroad is an integral part of Summit history, with construction being completed in 1837. Prior to the Summit Train Station's construction, Rahway had its own Summit line. Despite this, however, they never entered the DL&W Summit Station. In fact, the RV was never granted access to the DL&W during its days of passenger service, and all trains stopped at the Rahway Valley Railroad's own Summit Station just across the street on the banks of Overlook Mountain. Today, the RV is defunct and has since been converted into the Park Line. After 1931, the Rahway Valley line was finally given permission to connect their line to the DL&W line. However, they had to get specific permission from the Lackawanna in order to do this, as this was a busy passenger line. After this permission was granted, the RVRR crews would run their engine up to the station to receive their way bills. Later, they got a hold of them at the Summit Tower.